purpose of the chat show TV show lesson is to get students to start using informal, sometimes formal debating language, how students can learn to express disagreement with something, agreement, interrupt politely, and all of these functions so that they can take part in a debate. I'm sending the students to watch a video. The video is of a chat show from the UK using natural language. The reason I'm doing this is to involve students in the topic and also to get them thinking about the topic and listening to authentic materials in English at natural speed.
Daniel and Amanda are sharing more than just a roof over their heads. He believes they are having a full-blown affair. Listen to Junior's story.
I've been married to my wife Amanda for 10 years. Everything was good first.
The students now are finishing watching the video, they've answered the questions, and now they're checking with their partner to see if they have the same answers. This is actually very important. This gives students confidence in the answers that they're going to give in front of the class at the end of this session. And it also means that they're on the same page and they're helping each other to complete these answers. In the meantime, I'm walking around checking their progress. I'll check for understanding and monitor their progress in general. Okay, so for question 1, what do you think? Yes. What was the preposition after cheating? Cheating on, yes. 7 times. Good. Number 2, he believes they're having a full-blown. Do you think this is therefore something quite small or something quite big and happening completely?
Yeah, it's totally going down.
Exactly, it's sort of totally happening 100%. So what I'd like you to do now is open your books to page 48 and you will find these questions here, these speaking questions. So with your partner, I would like you to talk about these questions about chat shows. This is to personalize the topic, it's to get them more involved in the topic. This is a great way for them to get to know each other. It's a great way for them to talk about what happens in their countries and their nationalities, the cultural differences, and bring that to the classroom so we can use this in a positive way.
What kind of formats do they have in your country?
Like Oprah format, like just interviewing like famous or just interesting people. Like they do like curious jobs and innovating things.
If we would watch a chat show, we would watch the German ones, and there are some where they like try to fix family problems, or also where people are in a court and they try to find out if the person is guilty or not.
What kind of TV chat shows exist in your countries?
In Korea, if they just chat or African answer, Koreans usually feel very boring. So in my country, it usually includes entertainment or games and big actions.
I'm now also asking students the good things and the bad things to do with chat shows. We're doing this so that, again, we're sort of using students' opinions as well to personalise this topic. We're also doing this because we're going to use a lot of the arguments that they come up with now later on in the lesson when we practice our live debate.
Well, one of the things you can find are good stories or funny stories.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining. Definitely.
They need to speak about their own problems, but I don't think that in front of the camera in the TV it's a good thing.
Okay, so we have a benefit and a drawback here. People can talk about their problems. But again, the disadvantage of that is that who knows? Everyone knows. Now I'm asking the students to put certain phrases used for disagreeing, interrupting politely, introducing opinions, introducing other people's opinions into correct subheadings. This is so that students know the function of these different phrases and when to use them correctly. This is also so that later on in the lesson, again, when we do the live debate, students can revert straight to these phrases on the board and we can use these in real time. So help them out. I'm splitting up the students into two different teams. We're going to look at the topic of same-sex schools or mixed-sex schools. One team on the right are going to argue for or against this. The other team on the left are going to argue for or against this. And the idea is that they use this language on the board between giving their arguments, so they can introduce their arguments and disagree with the opposition's arguments in real time. Students are now discussing together about which arguments they can come up with and deliver.
Actually, in my country, it's very common to separate men, like girls and boys, and in high schools. But some of my girlfriends are very afraid of men.
Men and women, they are always together, you know, like in the friendship, you know. And most generally, like boys are always with boys and girls are always with girls.
So you want to say that even in the friendship, you're more with guys?
Yeah, they already are more
It's
together.
easier to have guys friends for you, for example.
Students are introducing their arguments using the language that we learned before. They're then disagreeing as well with the counter argument. So all in all, this is really successful because we're using the language that they were taught previously in the lesson in the exact context that it should be used. And this is a really good lesson.
The way we see it is about focus, because you know, other people can be distracted about relationship in schools, for example.
I disagree, especially since at a young age, it's vital to communicate with the other sex, to know how to deal with. Thank you, Sam. Deal with women, men, and it's vital because eventually you need those skills.
The girls are more confident with girls and guys are more confident with guys. So if they are in the same class together, it's easier to express what we are thinking about the topics in school and stuff like that. So some people can be shy in front of the others. So maybe it's easier for them to be with girls and guys and guys.
That's not always the case. Actually, it's so common to separate high school students by sexes in my country. But some of my girlfriends who studied separately in young age are afraid of meeting and treating men even when they grow up. So they chose to go to immerse university, and I think it can become to social problems in my country.
With this lesson, we moved methodically through sort of a set structure. In the beginning, we introduced the topic to the lesson. We sort of gave students a bit of confidence as well, talking about this topic, personalizing this topic. After this, we fed in the sort of functional language, checked that they understood the meaning and the use, some of the form as well. And after this, students practiced this language in a real debate setting and environment.